I'm building a fruit orchard. One of my clients, they bought quite a few trees and a variety of different types of trees. Actually, hang on one second. 4 white peach, 2 yellow peach, 12 plum cots, 4 different varieties. Got European plum, 6 different varieties, 28 different trees. Sweet treat blueberry. Try saying that 10 times fast. 2 pink Shiro plum, 2 Shiro 6 plum. I hope I'm pronouncing that variety right. 7 Asian pears, 8 currants, and 9 gooseberries. Let's get to work. First things first, we need to brush cut the area because it's just a big open field with a bunch of pine trees planted in it. So let's take a look. This is what we've got going on. Let's see, an apricot, 2, 3, 4 peach trees right now. So we need to brush cut all of this all the way around. Make a nice open area we can put the fruit trees in so that the deer don't come through and decimate everything. And on top of that, who wants to come into their orchard and, you know, have a choked tree? It just doesn't look good. So we're gonna make it look great. So that first pass went really well. I'll take you through in a second. On this side right over here, this bush is in the way, so that'll have to go eventually. Got a plan for that. This is a pentagon, so it's 5 sides. And let's see how it came out. And then all the center is going to look just nice and flush cut, and then all these stakes represent where the fruit trees are going to go. Another one there. Got a border right here. It's going to be really nice when it's done. So this is what it looks like all cut down. It's looking a lot different. It's a pretty big space. It's gonna be nice to be able to come in here and get to all the fruit trees. You can actually see the stakes representing all the fruit trees now. This is gonna be a nice little orchard. I'll probably go back through and get some of these scragglies to just tidy up the cut. It's impressive what just a little cut can do. Let's take a look from over here. Beautiful. All right, so the next step is to get this guy out of the way. Gotta cut this down and trim up the grass around it because it's right in the way. 1, 2 corners. And the fencing will go right through the center of this bush. So we need to cut it down. First, I want to look through this to make sure that there's no bees nests because I've found paper wasp nests hanging in this before or in the same bush just somewhere else, and it is no fun getting stung by those bad boys because they are vicious. So I'm gonna make sure that there's no hives in here and then we will start cutting this down. Let's do it. Why I go slow in the fields and tall grasses and such, because I know there's a bee's nest waiting somewhere. There it is, a lovely yellow jacket's nest. Can you see him? I don't want to get too close, but they're over there swarming around because I tore out their nest and they are not happy. So yeah, I am going to figure this one out. Maybe I will take the brush pile first and then brush cut this after. But I gotta take care of that bee's nest because it's no fun. All right, let's figure this out. Start putting up we have to finish brush cutting that area with the bees, and then we're gonna put the posts in and start putting up the fencing. Let's do it. All right, so where that bush was, that bee's nest that was there was taken care of, and the bush has been removed, and this area has been brush cut. So now we've got a nice open area to put our stakes and have our fencing go. all the way around the perimeter. And now what we have to do is grab these posts, start laying them out. So these guys are going to be evenly spaced all the way around. So let's get to it. All right, so I just finished putting up the stakes that are going to be the framing for the fencing. And the corners are pounded in, but the rest of the stakes are just evenly spaced and lightly tapped into the ground. I still have to line everything up. This one side right here, I strung a line from the one corner to the other to make sure that these posts were in line so the fencing goes on straight. And right there is going to be the 6-foot door. So it's coming along pretty good. No more bees nests, and now we just have to hammer these posts in the ground and start getting the fencing up. right, so the posts are up, all 5 sides. So now we have the structure for our fence that needs to go up now, as well as putting on the door right here. It's a 6-foot wide door, side by side water tank, and the mowers can fit inside. Let's start putting up the fencing. All the trees have been planted.
What?
Unfortunately, I didn't have enough energy or time the other day to film because it was a lot. So I just had to get these trees in. And as you can see, there are little piles raked up next to each fruit tree and fruit bush. Clean up all of these piles, remove the sod from around the trees, maybe about 1 foot to 1.5 feet.
I like 20 feet.
Around the outside of the tree, and I'll film that to show you what's going to happen with each tree. Lay a nice composted layer of horse manure. They graze on grass, so it's perfect. It will help add some good mycelium to the soil, so hopefully the trees will be nice and strong. That is the next step. So let's clean up all this debris, and from there, get cracking. Do that to each one, make this nice, and then added some composted material and manure and tidy it up. Everything is finally in the ground and everything is basically taken care of, aside for the OG trees that are still caged, which will be taken care of very soon. But aside from that, all the new plantings look great. The soil is being worked and prepped properly so that all the soil microbes and everything can take hold. So basically what we've done is remove the sod, and that sod has been used as a retaining ring for water and the mulch that's going to go in. The kind of mulch we're going to be using is going to be a very finely chipped pine bark mulch, which will biodegrade very quickly. It will also add carbon to the soil and keep the moisture in and the sun off the top of the soil. The straw is just there temporarily. Just below that straw is horse manure that's been composted, and then obviously the other organic soil amendments. But in general, that's the general prep, general amendments. Each tree and shrub has been given the proper amendments. And then, of course, at the moment, using a tow behind water jug, most likely we'll be installing some kind of irrigation here in the near future. It's coming along, and I will show you the next step. It's going to be the mulching. So let's do it. This side of the orchard has been done. Everything's been mulched and it's looking good. Everything seems healthier already. And now we just have to do this half. So let's do it. right, so everything has been mulched, everything is planted. Gonna have to wrap the trees, the trunks of the trees, to prevent little animals from nibbling at the bark. At some point before winter, we're gonna have to put in this other fencing right here, just above that fencing, to keep the deer from jumping in. Gonna have to trim up these OG peach trees. Gonna have to make sure that they are sprayed with a copper fungicide as well. This tree just looks fantastic, even though it hasn't been trimmed much. I think it came out pretty good. If I could have structured some shapes and pick the quantity of trees versus my clients just picking as many trees as they wanted. Maybe we could have organized this a slightly bit better, but honestly, I think it came out really well and they love it. So I think it's a win-win-win.